All right, so now what we're going to be talking about is how to open Final Cut X and how to import footage there. It's really pretty simple. This right here is acting as our external hard drive. This is our folder that contains all of our media. So let's go ahead and open here. It's just some stuff that I put on here. So this is the actual project, is what we'll call Champion Interviews 2020. So the name of our video we're creating, the title is Champion, and what we need to look for is our media, and there's our footage from our 5D, and then we have some images here, and then we also have some audio captured there via our sound devices 664. Okay, this all was not really captured in there. I just did this for example. So anyways, this right here is our massive folder. This is going to contain everything that we need to do our project. Okay, and this is our project. So this is acting, this alpha 6 TB, 6 terabytes is acting as our external hard drive. Now, a recommendation I'm going to make to you all, and those of you that will be editing, is if you are ever working on something that is sensitive, and what I mean by that is you do not want to lose it. I highly recommend having a backup copy on at least another drive, so at least 2 drives. The standard is 3, having your data backed up on at least 1, 2, 3 separate drives. But for our purposes right now, just to show you, we just have one quote-unquote hard drive. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to open Final Cut. Okay, Final Cut Pro right here, and it'll bounce up a couple times depending on how much it has in there. If it doesn't have a lot, it'll go pretty quick. And here we are. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're actually going to create a new library. Okay, and this library is going to be specific to the project that we're working on. Okay, so library, because I want a new library. I'm going to come over here and find our external quote-unquote hard drive, and that was on our desktop. So we'll click that, Alpha 6 TB, Champion Interview 2020. Now I'm going to go to Projects, because this is where I want to save my Final Cut library in my projects, and then you see right there FCPX. Okay, so I'm going to give this the same name that we have for the other, and it's going to be Champion Interviews 2020. Okay, so that's going to be the name of our library, and it's going to save right here into this folder, FCPX folder. We're going to click Save, and there we go. Now let me just show you that it in fact is there, and see, there we go. Okay. All right, so coming back here, I delete Smart Collections. I do not keep it. Okay, so just so you know, on a Mac it's Command Delete. I get rid of those. Those are no use to me. I'm going to name my event the same thing as my library. Okay, you might be told to do something differently, but this is usually my default. So I'm going to click it once, click it twice, Command C, and then click this, and then click it again, and Command V, and then enter. Okay, so my event is the same thing as my library. Once we go to larger libraries that are going to contain a ton of stuff, then you're not going to obviously name it that every the name of the library every single time. Okay, I'm going to close this Mac HD because I don't need this, so just close that library so it doesn't get in our way. All right, so import media. There's a couple things that I can do here. I can click this import media. I can do Command I, or I can come here to File and then Import Media. Okay, but for this, I'm just going to click Import Media. All right, we're going to go find our drive, and as opposed to clicking the entire folder, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to click these drop-down menus right here, and I know. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I know I want the media and I want the footage. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click the drop down, and then I'm going to select 5D. All right, and I also know I want my images, so I'm going to click this one and then hold the command button down, and I'm going to click that one. Now let's not forget about our audio. We'll click this drop down and then Command. So the three things that hold our media, the 664, the 5D, and the PIX, I'm going to have clicked and selected. All right. Now the important thing over here is I need to make sure I'm not copying to library. I'm leaving files in place. So make sure you select that. That is important. If you copy to library, what's going to happen is you're going to have 2 times the data. So make sure you click leave files in place. Anything else? Keywords from folders, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine with me. It gives me a keyword that I can click on. As far as create, optimized, proxy, media, analyze this other stuff, I'm not going to select this stuff, okay? The biggest thing that could be helpful for me would be potentially selecting create, optimize media. What that'll do is it will allow it to move a little bit quicker. All right. So you could select that if you wanted to. For these purposes, I'm not going to. But that is an option, and that shouldn't be too bad for you. Okay. So now I'm ready to click import selected. All right. So everything else here, if you just want to take a look at that, should be good to go. Now import selected. All right. Something I do here is I don't want to see this big film strip, so I come right here, click this little film strip right here, and then I slide it all the way to the left so I can see all. Okay, if you had it slid over here, you're going to see it in 30-second bites, and you can have a very long film strip right here. Okay, so that's one thing I do there. And then I have a small screen, so I'm going to drag it over so I can see these. Now here's where the keywords come into play, okay? Once I click this, I can see all my 5D footage, okay? Once I click my 664, I can see all my sound clips right here, okay? And then once I click PIX, I can see these different images that we have here, okay? Now the nice thing about this is these keywords allow you to access quickly, all right? The next and final thing I'm going to show you is you need to now create a project to where you can operate on. So there's a couple ways of doing this as well. I'll show you the drop down menu way. We're going to click new and then project. Okay, and as you see there, you can hit Command N. I'll just click that. I'll name this let's see, a assembly cut. All right, so that just means I'm assembling it into some sense of order, okay? This is a little bit more advanced. If you want to use custom settings right now, I'm just going to use assembly cut, and we're going to click OK. And then now I double click this, and there's my timeline. And now I can start putting data on here, okay, and all that. So I can put this on here, and this on here, and then I can drag the audio below. I know this is a little bit advanced, but you will learn this, okay? But this is the timeline to now where I can start chopping things and cutting things and all that, okay? So that's it for now. This just shows you how to import footage into Final Cut and the best way to do that, okay? All right, that's it.